Hello YouTube. This video is about my river aquarium that I'm setting up. This is it's not fully ready yet. Right now I'm just kind of letting it go through the nitrogen cycle. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Come on. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. So, basically, this river tank is cool. It's a 7.5 gallon setup. It is completely homemade. Redneck if you like. It actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, I made my own chiller for it out of some thermoelectric things and a part out of a water dispenser, you know, the kind that has the refrigeration part in it. And I'm also using a little giant 1Y or Y1 pump or something like that. It's 205 gallons per hour. But I didn't modify the pump, but I modified the flow. So I'll go ahead and show you. It's got a sump filter, or actually a wet-dry style filter that I built. Everything I built. It's pretty cool, and I even made a stand for it. So let me go show it to you. To walk into my room. It's kind of a mess in here because I just finished building it, but yeah. So here is the tank. Like I said, there's nothing in it right now. But that's what it looks like as of right now. This tank holds about 5 gallons. And it's made out of acrylic. And right now, let's just go through the nitrogen cycle. That's the output, obviously, and that one obviously is the intake. I'm gonna make an intake setup for it where it's like a surface skimmer. Then down here in the business end, this is the sump system. So there's the pump I was telling you about. This thing is only about that full. So this pump is actually running halfway dry and halfway wet, but that doesn't really matter, I don't think, because this pump actually has an electric motor in it. It's not mag drive like most pumps. This actually has an electric motor in it that is oil filled, and it is rated for aquariums, practically everything that this pump could possibly be used for. So it's safe to use in an aquarium. But also what I wanted to say is this is a submersible pump, and I'm afraid that it's going to burn out because none of the motor part is submersed underwater, and it does get quite hot. But then again, I looked on the Little Giant site, and they make inline pumps that are exactly like this model without this grate on it. I mean, it's the same exact pump, just with a different impeller setup. So it's the same motor and everything. So I'm thinking it'll be fine if it gets hot. I think it won't hurt it at all. But right back here, there's the filter media. I got some bio balls, fluval edge filter media, and some gravel, and just a whole bunch of other random stuff. Just a whole bunch of stuff, even some carbon. Here's the output hose from the tank. And then this is the chiller that isn't quite assembled yet. This tank right here is actually metal, and it will have thermoelectric generators right here, and a heat sink on top, and a fan. And one side gets cold on those, and one side gets blowing, beating hot, and the hot air is going to be blown out and cooled, and then the cold part is going to be entering this tank, and it will, you know, feed cold water to the tank, and then it just matters how cold you get it just by how much voltage you put in them. So I'm going to have to do some experimenting until I get it right. As you can see how I hooked up the pump, it just goes directly in the tank. Then I have a hose back there that leads all the way up. So there it is once again. Another thing that's kind of cool about this is I've got a drawer for it, and I can put all my chemicals and supplies in. Get it? Just like so. It's a little nightstand, basically. And another thing that I might do if this motor does actually get pretty hot, and you know, to the point where I know it's overheating, I'll take this little submersible pump, which I took apart to clean, got the other piece right here, and I'll have it inside the sump and spraying water on top of the motor, drizzling water down, cooling it off. I'm just hoping it doesn't heat up the water to the point where the chiller can't keep up with it, but I'm pretty sure it can because this chiller is pretty heavy duty. So, yeah, tell me what you think about this. I'm going to make an update when it's fully completed. I'm even going to have a hood and a light system on this. I'm just going to go to my river and look for some oriental gobies. It'll be difficult because they're going extinct. That's why I want them so bad. I have cared for them before. They're pretty difficult, but I can do it. And I'm going to take some river media and put it in the bottom right there. It's kind of like a sand mud style stuff. And then a few slabs of rock, because the gobies like to sit on the rocks. And then what they eat is a mixture between snails, plants, and pretty much anything that's meaty-like. You know, I can feed them bloodworms or whatever. So, I am going to put some live plants in there that they can chew on if they get hungry. So, once again, here's the base. Oh, you know what? This thing's a fail-safe, too. If the power goes out, I'm going to go ahead and kill the pump. Pump is now turned off. All this water up here will just start draining until it hits the bottom of that tube, and then it will, you know, stop flowing, and it'll fill this tank up about that much. So it's pretty much fail-safe. It won't flood out like a normal sump filter does without a check valve or anything like that. So I'm just waiting for it to empty out all the way. This might take a while. I think I'll just kick the pump back on, but as you can see, the water level is rising in it. It'll only rise to a certain point. I might as well show you because it's almost there. Okay, there it goes. It's just draining out the last of what it can drain out right here. As you can see, the intake tube is almost all the way in air. It's just barely flowing. And the tank pretty much only fills up that much. Then I can just kick the pump back on whenever the power, you know, continues. And you just gotta basically hope that the power doesn't go out, because then it won't be chilled anymore. But I think they might live. Put the power back up. It's gonna spray a lot more water out this now because, you know, it's actually fully primed. The pump is fully primed anyhow. So it'll just begin its normal cycle, and that's how it works. I'm gonna let it go through its nitrogen cycle for a while, and then I'll get back to you when it's all done. It'll be pretty cool. Alright, see you later. And if you want to know what a river goby looks like, they're about that long. They're very small, and they can actually blend into a whole bunch of stuff. They're really cool. Look them up on the internet. Just type in Oriental goby, and you'll find it. So, there it is. See you later.